Hello, everyone. This is our June 6th, 2025 MLB slate breakdown. I'm Adam, joined with Frank. Frank, we got 15 games today. Have you made any money recently?
No.
Well, that's not what we'd like to hear. Oh, no. Oh, no. Yeah, I noticed, you told me you were going to the blood bank to sell some plasma to get the bets in for today, so let's hope they let you use that gift card that they give you at the blood bank. Alrighty. We got 15 games today. We got a lot of rain in the forecast. Looking at the rain, it is not popping up on here, so we'll kind of go through it. But there's like 6 games here that most likely are going to have some kind of rain interruption. I typically stay away from those, so I don't even have to worry about it. There's enough games, enough days of the year to bet on baseball. You don't have to focus on these games and worry if it's going to mess up your parlay. But first game, I got Miami versus Tampa Bay. Edward Cabrera going up against Zach Littell. We've got Tampa at a minus 154 favorite and over under set at 9 runs. Pretty evenly matched. I was looking at Edward Cabrera. He's been doing better here of late. Zach Rotrell also been kind of mediocre, but in general, not anything sticking out here. And I will just wait and look at some of these later games. This is the only afternoon game we have. Do you like anything from the first matchup?
um, I just said this game's pretty even. Actually, Cabrera has been doing pretty well lately, and Zatel's still mediocre. They were able to win a couple of his games, but he was last game he still allowed 10 hits. Um, I actually see the value in betting the Marlins during this game, but I wouldn't put any money on it.
Yeah, I was gonna lean Miami. I've had to pick one.
Yeah.
So. All
Because
right.
the last series against Rockies, we actually had the favorites, which I didn't like, and I liked the Rockies underdogs to win, and they did win the series. They won all 3 games against Miami. This game, he Miami's at a better price now. They're actually underdogs versus Tampa Bay, which gives us a better price for Miami, which I think that's where they're at. So the value is in Miami this game.
All right. And then yeah, we jump forward about 5.5 hours to 6:40 start time. Philly versus Pittsburgh. Joe Ross versus Bailey Falter. Philadelphia is a minus 136 favorite over under set at 9 runs. This one again, good chance of a rain out. I didn't even consider doing anything in this game. If I were to pick a winner, I'd probably go Philly. I think you've got that line minus 136 against Pittsburgh. Pitcher's pretty solid, but Philly just has a much better lineup. But honestly, I just have no interest in looking into this game when we've got so many other options. What about you?
Um, During this game, actually, Joe Ross is a pretty mediocre pitcher, actually. So, I mean, I understand the favorites are Phillies because they're a phenomenal team. Their lineup, their batters are great, and they have um, who they got back. Who's that batter?
For Philly?
Yeah, they got Bryce Harper back last game, I think, and they got Kyle Schwarber back in the lineup. They're all in the lineup. Um, which I understand Philly's the favorite there in this game, but actually the value is in the Pirates this game. Which, if you were betting, I would bet the Pirates for the value.
All right. Yeah, a little bit of discrepancy, but I'm not going to fight you on that one. It's pretty evenly matched.
Yeah, I
All
mean, I
right.
understand the Phillies are favorites. I understand why, but the value is in the Pittsburgh Pirates this game, which that's why I don't want to choose this game.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Moving on, Texas, Washington, Patrick Corbin, lefty going up against Mike Sirocco, righty. Texas a minus 123 favorite over under at 9 runs. Um, what do you got in this one?
I think Sirocco's a better pitcher than his ERA lets on. He's really good, but he lets later, like inning 4 or 5, he starts falling off a little bit. And the Nationals have been batting pretty well lately. Um, it was just a couple games ago that they were batting 9 runs every game. So I think the value here is in the Nationals, even though Texas has been playing better lately.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, lately I've been wanting to go with the Nationals, but yeah, Michael Soraka hasn't been very good. Um, I mean, looking at his his starts in May, he's given up at least 2 runs in every start. It's a tough one. I don't know. Patrick Corbin is very streaky. He was really bad the last couple of years, so I'd probably lean towards Washington. But again, rain in the forecast here. I like James Wood over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. But beyond that, no one else is really sticking out here. And yeah, it's hard to tell because Washington's been playing better, but Texas is at full strength. And Patrick Corbin, when he's doing well, he's doing pretty good. Let me see what he's been doing his last few games. He's kind of mediocre like Michael Soraka. So yeah, I'll go with you on Washington here at plus money. But again, another matchup that's pretty much a coin flip. Moving on, Boston, New York, Walker Buehler going up against Will Warren. New York set at a minus 196 favorite. Over under set at 9 runs. Walker Buehler came over from the Dodgers, having a decent year. Will Warren, pretty mediocre himself. Um, Again, rain yet again in the forecast, but I like the over 9 runs in this one. Both pitchers are kind of doo-doo, and I don't think Walker Buehler is going to have a good game away at the Yankees Park. Um, and I also would take. I'm curious how he does against this lineup. He's never faced Aaron Judge before. Interesting. So I don't think there's any props I'd pick in this game. What about you?
In this game, I actually lean towards New York. Walker Buehler has just not been good away from home stadium, And Will Warren has been okay, but I trust the Yankees bats better than the Boston bats. But New York hasn't been putting too many runs up lately.
Okay. Fair enough. And then there's Houston versus Cleveland, two lefty pitchers that are pretty bad. Colton Gordon versus Logan Allen, over under 8.5. Houston a minus 126 favorite. I like Jose Ramirez. He mashes lefties. He's batting 426 against left-handed pitchers this season. So let me find that stat again. There we go. 426 with 2 home runs and 60 at bats. So I wouldn't pick him to hit a home run, but I would pick him to go over 1.5 or 2.5 hits, runs, RBIs in this matchup. And I would take Cleveland in this game actually over Houston. What about you?
I also picked Cleveland. Houston has just been doo doo. And I think Logan Allen can just do well enough for the Gardens to win.
Okay. Coolio. Moving on, next game, Chicago, Detroit, Ben Brown, 5.72 ERA, going up Tariq Skubal, 2.26 ERA, Detroit minus 175 favorite, over under set at 7 runs. Um, Tariq Skubal having a really good year yet again. Is there anyone you're leaning towards in this one?
Yeah, I'm leaning towards Kansas City during this game. Tarek Skubal was doing really well, but the last 2 games he's been falling off a little bit. But White Sox has just one of the worst records in the MLB league right now. So you gotta bet against them.
Well, I don't know if he's fallen off his last 2 games. He's pitched 16 innings, given up no runs, and struck out 20. So I don't.
Yeah, but they've lost the last 2 games he's pitched.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going Detroit. I'm going Detroit here. You going to Chicago? Are you going to
No,
Chicago? No. Oh, you're going to Detroit.
KC.
Detroit. This is Detroit, Chicago.
Oh my bad. I was looking at the KC game. My bad.
Sir?
You mean
Sir?
Tarek Screwball and Ben Brown? Sorry, actually, I think Ben Brown has been doing pretty well lately. So, and Tarek Screwball he's still one of the better pitchers in the MLB right now, so I actually choose the under in this game, even though it's a low total.
Yeah, I was gonna. That's what stuck out to me at first too, but I just don't know. Detroit's lineups, I still don't know how they're 41 and 23, but Ben Brown has not been good this season, and that's what scares me. Um, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah, he's kind of feast or famine, and obviously he's probably never faced anybody in this lineup. Yeah, so I could see
So
under,
with
but
under in the first five.
you can bet under in the first 5 innings.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, yeah, I could see that. I could see that. All right. Moving on to another rain, most likely rain washout. Arizona versus Cincinnati. Eduardo Rodriguez going up against Nick Lodolo. Line is set -118 for Arizona. Over under set 9.5 runs. Um, I mean, Cincinnati sticks out here. Rodriguez has not had a good season. Again, I didn't really look too much in this game because I avoid all the rainouts. But is there anything sticking out to you in this Cincinnati matchup?
Mm, as you said, as you said, Edward Rodriguez hasn't been doing well, but Arizona's been doing better as of late. I actually think lean the Diamondbacks this game, even though I wouldn't have any skin in the game during this game.
Hmm. All right. Fair enough. Got a discrepancy there. Do you want to, since it is pretty much a coin flip, do you want to bet
What do
$10
you
on
want?
it?
Oh, sure.
All right, I'm picking Cincinnati. You're picking Arizona. The game's probably not going to get played because it's going to get rained out. But if it does, I've got Cincy. You've got Arizona. Fair enough.
Yep.
Fair enough. All right, now we're going to get to the KC Chicago series. Ron Chicago team. White Sox versus Royals. Cephalugo going up against Davis Martin. Kansas City a -152 favorite. Over under set at 8 runs. And were you talking about Cephalugo has not had a good last couple games?
Yeah, they've lost the last two.
Oh my God, yeah, he's been really bad. So yeah, I mean Chicago's also really bad. Their pitcher's been doing okay, very mid-tier. Kansas City's a favorite here. Um, I am still going to go Royals, and I'm going to go with Caglione to have his first major league home run against Davis Martin. So I also like over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs for Caglione in this game. What about you?
Yeah, as I said, sorry, I got mixed up during the Cubs game, but I choose the Kansas City Royals. It's probably gonna be in my parlay, even though Seth Lugo's been playing worse lately. But he's a better pitcher, I think. He just hasn't been doing well since his injury, since like he had a layoff.
Okay, fair enough. And then checking one stat here real quick. Okay. Next game we got San Diego versus Milwaukee. Randy Vasquez going up against Chad Patrick. Randy Vasquez 3.99 ERA this season. Chad Patrick 2.97. Milwaukee set at a -145 favorite. Over under at 8.5 runs. And I like San Diego here. Even though Chad Patrick's got the better ERA on the season, I think San Diego has a much better lineup, especially middle of the order. And I would take San Diego in this game. I also like Tatis over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. And if you're feeling spicy, go with the home run on that one. What about you?
Um, some discrepancy here. I actually think the Brewers might win, even though I know the Padres has a better lineup, but Randy Vasquez is just not a really good pitcher. Even though his ERA is currently under 4, it should be going up very soon.
All right. Well, Randy, let's see if he's faced this lineup. He has a little bit. He's kind of had decent success, but very small sample size. So we shall see on that one. All right, 6 games left to break down. I got Blue Jays going up against Twins. Eric Lauer going up against Bailey Ober. Both pitchers got a pretty good ERA, and Minnesota's a -143 favorite. Over under 8.5 runs. And Lauer, is he? is going to be a bullpen game here for Toronto. So I think I would lean Minnesota in this one. No prop sticking out, but what about you?
Yeah, also lean Minnesota. Brian Ober is a pretty good pitcher, and well, on ESPN it still has undecided on the Blue Jays. So, but I like Minnesota since they're playing better, and Bailey Ober has won 4 out of his last 5 games.
Yeah, he had a really good game. I was watching one of his games, either his last start or start before that. Let me see if I can see it. And that was he's having a probably this one against KC. Um, but yeah, I think Minnesota keeps rolling here. Dodgers against Cardinals. Justin Rabowski going against Sonny Gray. St. Louis -121 favorite over under at 8.5 runs. I love the over here. Um, really like the over here, and I really like Freddie Freeman and Andy Pagas over 1.5 runs, hits, RBIs. Home runs is hard to say because again, weather's going to play a factor when going to be blowing in. But yeah, give me the Dodgers, and I can't believe they're a favorite in this matchup. That's crazy. Wow, they're only 4 wins behind the Dodgers. That's crazy. Nah, give me Dodgers all day. That money line's messed up. And then yeah, again, give me Freddie Freeman and Andy Pages over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. What about you?
Well, why would you go against your home team? But anyways, I actually think St. Louis has a chance to win because Sonny Gray has a large sample size against the Dodgers. It's very rare to see such a large sample size, and he's done pretty well against them every time. So actually, St. Louis has a chance. And Bobrowski has an ERA of 8, so you could choose the over. I think it's likely, but St. Louis has a chance to win. But I don't have actually have a side on this, but I lean St. Louis.
All right, fair enough, fair enough. The New York Mets going against Colorado Rockies. Kodai Senga going up against Sintazala. Um, yeah, this is going to be any more mismatched. If there wasn't rain in this forecast and the wind was blowing out, everyone in the Mets should hit at least one home run in this game. I would go with the Mets to win here if this game even gets played. I like Lindor and Soto. Over 1.5 or 2.5 hits, runs, RBIs are both fine. I don't think I'd do a home run here, but I do like both of those. And yeah, I don't even think this should be close. But what about you?
As you said, I don't think this game will be close. It's a lopsided matchup. Mets are so much better than the Rockies right now. Rockies have a record of 12-50. I know Senga might start regressing soon because he's done really well this year compared to previous years, but I think you could take Mets minus 1.5 here.
Yeah, I agree. That would be a good spot for that. All right, sweet. Well, we got 3 games left. Looks like we got all the West Coast games remaining. Seattle versus the Angels. Bryce Miller going against Kyle Hendricks. Kyle Hendricks has not been the same since he left the Cubs and even towards the latter of his career with the Cubs. Seattle's a -136 favorite, over under at 9.5 runs. Both pitchers have like almost identical ERA. Both pitchers are not having a good season, so that makes me look at the lineups. And they're both actually doing pretty well this year, but I'll lean towards Seattle just because Raleigh's been playing really well, Polanco's been playing really well, and I think there's a good chance that some home runs are hit here, and I could see it going either way, but also could see the over 9.5 runs actually might be the best play out of all these. But what do you got?
I actually choose the over on this game. Kyle Hendricks just hasn't been good, even though when he was on the Cubs, he's just been bad. Bryce Miller is just playing really bad this year compared to last year. ERA above 5 now. You could just go pick the over.
All right, fair enough. Moving on, 2 games left. Baltimore Athletics. Dean Kremer going up to JP Sears. Baltimore -132 favorite. Over and under set at 10.5 runs. Again, I like the over in this game. It is kind of high, but again, JP series have been garbage this year. You can pick anybody in the top three of the Baltimore lineup to go over hits, runs, and RBIs. I like them all in this matchup. Um, but I'm definitely going Orioles here, and I'll go Orioles minus 1.5, and I'll pick the top three guys in our lineup to get plus 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. What about you?
I'll go a little conservative. I'll just pick the Orioles money line. JP Sears has been doing garbage. Dean Kramer is a better pitcher. Even though the ERAs are pretty similar, I don't think the total is a choice here. Like, I don't know if they're gonna hit over, but I like Orioles here.
All right. Oh, last game, Atlanta versus San Francisco. I'm not Schwellenbach versus Birdsong. Both really good pitchers this season. With the weather, 18, we got 18 miles per hour to the outfield. Atlanta minus 135, over under 7.5 runs. And this one's tricky because both pitchers are good and the weather conditions are set for runs to be scored. With even pitching matchup, I look at the lineups, which one has more chance to get the ball out, and I lean Atlanta here just because they've got Acuna back, they got Riley, they've got Olson, they've got Ozuna. Um, I think I would take them in this matchup. It's tricky. I want to go under on the over under, but with the wind blowing out and it being in San Francisco, the ball can fly. So I would just pick Atlanta to win this one. No props sticking out though.
Yeah, I agree. Braves have a slight edge here, and I was gonna choose the under, but if the wind's blowing out, that's less likely. But they're both really good pitchers, and there's a possibility it might go under.
All right, fair enough. So yeah, if we want to go in here and build something for today, um, looking at what we liked, I'm gonna pick Gunnar Henderson out of those three Baltimore players I said, just because I think he has the most likely chance to um, hit that mark. But Price Picks is not giving him a 1.5, so let's find. I'm sure one of these three. Yeah, we can go Jackson Holiday here and not have to get any bad lines going with that. And we also liked Freddie Freeman. I also like Pages, so I would probably go Pages here. Freddie Freeman, I'm just going to assume is going to be set at 2.5. Let's see, Freddie Freeman. Yeah, you can't even get him at that. So let me find one more and bring this all together. Oh, I was going to go Jose Ramirez. Batting 400 against lefties. Let's get him in there. Hopefully he's not set at 2.5. It's okay. I'm going 2.5 on him. So we got a 6x multiplier with these three picks. If we wanted to stretch it out to 5 with an insurance play, I would lean towards probably a Zach Nito if he's still available at 1.5. Yes, he is. And then for my fifth one, I want to stay away from these rainy games, but I don't want to double up on players from the same team. We'll go Caglione to have his first good game here. Perfect. So if we did a flex play on this, you get 7x for getting them all right. And I lost somebody here. There's supposed to be 5 of these. Who do we lose? Jose Ramirez, Pages, Holiday. Somebody fell off there. Who did we lose? Did you see who I lost?
No.
Let's see. Was it Nito? Yeah, I lost Nito. Okay, let's get Nito back in there. Perfect. Okay. So, yeah, I like this a lot. Flex play. Jose Ramirez really being the only one we're stretching out, but he crushes lefties, so I feel more confident with that one. But any other tennis? I know tennis was semifinals yesterday. Coco Gauff ended up winning. Um, you have any tennis plays or any other bets?
Uh, Not today. The matches are too close. I was surprised actually because that tennis player that beat Coco beat number three and Jessica Pagula and number eight in ATP rankings. So she's gonna be a major factor in the coming years.
All right, we'll keep a lookout for her. Okay. Well, yeah, looking here, looks like we got our full 15 slate matchup for Saturday the 7th. So we'll take a look at those games later on. But yeah, good luck.